What is going on, guys? Adrian here, and today I'm bringing you a brand new video. So this video is going to be different than my vlogs. It's actually going to be more about like me talking to you face to face, and it's going to be about high school issues and why it really sucks to be a high schooler. And guys, before I begin this video, for any of my teachers who are watching this, if you guys are watching, I'm not bashing you guys. I'm not bashing any experience I've had with you guys, because you guys are teachers. You guys are awesome. The job you do is awesome, because I honestly could never be a teacher. I suck at teaching things to people, and it's honestly a very, very overwhelming job. So let's get into this video. Problem number one. We've all had that one teacher, maybe two teachers, that really secretly hates us. Here's the teacher. The teacher will literally do anything and will go out of their way to get us in trouble. And guys, this really, really sucks, because there's really nothing you can do about it, because that teacher's word will always trump your word, no matter what happens or what they do, because they are a teacher and you are a student. So as much as you want to push that teacher away, well, you really can't push that teacher away, because you're probably suspended or expelled. That teacher's going to come right back into your life, guys, and be your teacher for the rest of the school year, whether you like it or not. He or she is going to be your teacher bully. Problem number two. High school lunches are by far the worst lunches ever. For example, my high school lunch consists of, so the meal usually contains like literally the smallest serving size of meat and like a side of corn. Who wants to eat corn on a daily basis? Are you trying to make me corny? And guys, not to mention the fruit that they give us is like 100 years aged. It's literally so gross. The best lunch that I've ever had to have been in elementary school, and that's when, like, at that time a lot of health regulations weren't actually enforced, so that's why we had like better food, I guess. And as I mentioned, at the time a lot of health regulations weren't enforced. That's because Michelle Obama wasn't actually the first lady. So that's why we were able to have better, in my opinion, better lunches, which were more tastier than the ones we have today. To give you guys just a little better perspective of what I'm talking about, here are our lunches now, and here are our lunches before. Obviously, these look better and tastier than these, and these need to be our lunches now. Guys, problem number three. Our passing period is probably by far the shortest I've ever heard of. That means 3 minutes to use the bathroom, go to our locker, and get to class on time, all while having to beat the typical hallway rush. Problem number four. The amount of work that you receive in high school is really, really different than the amount of work you'll receive in like elementary school and middle school. The teachers in high school literally don't care. You'll have 6 to 7, maybe even 8 classes at one time, and you'll probably be sent home one day with like 2 assignments for each class, a project, a presentation due the next day, and probably discouraging you from becoming anything other than a high school student. Problem number five. I think this applies to like all people in high school, or all people in any school really. Being popular is a big issue. I think being popular in high school is a really big issue, or actually in any type of school, elementary or middle. But see, the thing is, when it comes to high school, people really do anything so they could be noticed by other people, which a lot of the times the things that they do aren't really cool. A lot of people come out of their shells and people get to see who they really are, and a lot of the times, like I said, the things that they do and the people who they are, you know what, it isn't really cool. Problem number 6, and this is probably the biggest problem of all the problems that I have listed in this problem video, and I said problem a lot because this is a big problem. Having to wake up really early in the morning, especially on a day after you have completed like 20 million assignments for all your classes. And by early, I mean some people get up like at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 5 a.m. I mean, depends on who you are and what you like to do in the morning. Regardless, you have to get up really early, and you're probably missing your bed as soon as you get out of bed. Getting up early really sucks if you aren't a morning person. You guys really wish you were here, but you're actually going to be going there, and it's not as good as this, but you're going to have to deal with it anyway. Problem number seven. Problem number 7, I think. Yeah, right? Okay, so yes, problem number 7, and rewatched the last clip, so I knew what problem number we were on. So problem number 7. I know a lot of you guys do enjoy being active and do enjoy having gym class. If you actually try in gym class, you're definitely gonna pass, but that's besides the point. Gym class is probably the worst class you can have, only because when you actually are being very physically active in gym class, by the time you finish, probably really stink. And I don't mean stink, you probably stink. Like, you probably really stink. And a lot of people don't actually take this into consideration when having gym class. Problem number 8. Being in high school requires a lot, guys. and that means balancing 7 to 8 different classes at some point. Which brings me on to problem number 8, which is time management. Time management is probably the worst thing about high school. This is where you actually have to settle down and really look at your life and actually prioritize. And it's really hard to do this when you have a social life, when you're doing a job, when you have a sport, and also managing the 7 or 8 different classes. It's the toughest thing ever. It's like, so you're just this little person and all you're trying to do is carry like 1,000 different things, and you just can't. Sadly, you had to let a few things go, and along with a few people who weren't the right people for you. Problem number 9. Just as I mentioned before, letting people go who weren't really good for you, that's a big thing that you're going to be doing in high school. You're not so much going to associate with the same people that you associated with in middle school or in elementary school. Problem number 9 is exactly kind of like what I just talked about, and that's kind of like letting people go who weren't really good for you. By this I mean that you're not going to really want to stick around with a bad kid in school, because you're probably going to end up being a bad kid if you aren't already. Problem number 10, and this is going to be the last problem to wrap up the video because it's actually 3:30 in the morning, and this is what I mean by time management, guys. Anyways, problem number 10 is actually graduating from high school. Graduating from high school is probably going to be one of the biggest bittersweet moments of your life, because you're going to be happy you're out of high school, but you're going to be bitter that you're going to have to enter the real world and enter college. I think it comes with a lot more responsibilities than you did in high school. You're going to have to be more independent. You really don't have a teacher asking for your homework, asking you to do this assignment. You're pretty much on your own, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed this video because I had lots of fun making it, and I'm thinking about doing other videos similar to this one with different topics, obviously. Please leave this video a thumbs up if you can relate to the experiences that I've talked about. And I'm sure pretty much every one of you guys watching this can relate to this. Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and I'm gonna go to bed because it's 3:30.
Oh, you make me wanna talk back.